the President of the Lombardy Regional Administration, Mr. Roberto Formigoni.
Buongiorno a tutti voi.
Good morning, everyone. A special welcome to all the participants to the second World Forum of UNESCO. I'd like to greet all of our Italian and foreign guests. And also, I would like to acknowledge the presence here of Undersecretary Manda and Bandarin, the Vice General Director of Culture for UNESCO. As you know, Lombardy has hosted this UNESCO World Forum for the second time after the successful edition of 2009, which was centered around the subject creativity, innovation and excellence from crafts to industry, design and fashion. Well, we have strongly supported our bid for hosting this event in Monza for a second time because we really wanted this debate to take place in this wonderful setting, i.e. the Villa Reale of Monza. As many of you know, Lombardy is one of the greatest publishing industries in Europe. Certainly it is the biggest publishing area in Italy because it accounts for 65.6% of sales of the national book industry. So I would say that Lombardy is the regional place, the regional venue for hosting such a forum. We are going to deal with a very fascinating subject, namely the book Tomorrow. A subject that will certainly involve a set of stakeholders from the cultural world, but also from business. And they will talk about current changes in order to find new ways of cooperating. All of these stakeholders will share skills, experiences, creative capacities, etc. I'd like just to give you a short list of the main players here: publishers, ICT providers, bookstores, libraries, schools, universities, and many others. Publishers first, small and large, that really had to revolutionize the way they operate in terms of logistics, structure, and competences. Just like any other industry, publishing also must keep up with the current changes and the needs of the market. The transition to the digital also caused some fears, well-grounded, I would say, but I am sure that the transition to the digital also represents a great opportunity for growth. After all, innovation is really the necessary step that companies that want to be on the market must take. Actually, they must go through it if they want to get stronger. This is one of those fields in which innovation is primary. Therefore, challenges are very daunting but also fascinating. Second point, ICT providers. I am sure that they need to develop the capacity to work jointly with the companies that have technology as a core business. I'm referring to ICT companies that will be major players in this forum. And I would also like to say that institutions also play a fundamental role because they will be called to encourage, support entrepreneurship and the capacity of companies to innovate. Here too, and especially in this field, we really need to work as a team if we want to grow as we really want to. Finally, I'd like to come to bookstores and libraries. That's quite self-evident. I think that it is fundamental to create a flow of competences, experiences, creative capacity, and investigation that can only come from an exchange of professional skills. I'd like to mention something. The reading rate in Lombardy is 53.8% compared to 45.1% nationally. And this is due to a very well-organized library systems with excellent standards. And if we consider everything that can encourage reading, I must say that the regional administration's actions will encourage this even more. So I can say that the future of books must be built alongside with librarians and booksellers, because these are the first to know the needs and the wishes of future and potential readers. So evolution and changes are in store also for libraries and bookstores, and they must be in a position to win these challenges. Finally, I would like to come to schools and academia, universities. Well, schools, of course, we can't possibly envisage a quick transition to digital supports and digital media, but in the future, that's the way schools will go down, and we must be prepared to avoid any sort of digital divide. On this front, too, the regional administration is committed. In the next 2 years, we have planned to cover 707 municipalities, so that by the end of 2013, 100% of Lombardy will be covered by broadband connections. 100% of Lombardy people will have a broadband connection. I'm also thinking of other divides. Digital media can certainly be helpful for learning. Just think of disabled students. They will certainly have an advantage in this, and therefore great benefits are available to everyone. We are working with a view to make these changes a great opportunity to make schools and universities more inclusive. And then this naturally leads me to my next point, academia, universities. I'm convinced that transition to digital publishing cannot be left to markets, and it can't happen by chance. We really need to define rules to protect century-old heritage, namely books. And I think that our Sicilian Buttafuoco told us about this with a very poetic tone, and his contribution was really excellent food for thought. But I was talking about universities, and so the crucial role of academia. We really need them to provide increasingly methods, indicators to ensure a transition that can actually be an opportunity for growth. We need our universities to produce an increasing number of the professionals that this world actually needs. I'd like to reiterate that we really need to be able to bet on our future, even betting on the strategic segment of our market, namely cultural industries. We must provide the right conditions for the development of creativity through education and vocational training. All of this is necessary for companies to be able to innovate and to create new jobs. These are the main players, the main stakeholders. All of them are well present in Lombardy. That's why we wanted a city of our region to host this event. We are also fully convinced that the transition to digital is not only a sort of temporary topic. I think that we need to devote further attention well beyond this forum. We really need to make a commitment to follow on this debate. So the Lombardy Regional Administration would like to find a way to keep on talking about these topics in the next few months. The Lombardy Regional Administration would like to bid once again before UNESCO and the Scientific Committee to host the next edition of this World Forum if it takes place, as it will probably do, in 2013. We believe that the forum must become a 2-year appointment. So it will be 2013 after 2009 and 2011. But, the Lombardy Regional Administration would also like to set up a sort of permanent initiative. This 2-year event can actually be useful to take stock of what has been done in a seamless way. So a sort of permanent initiative to be defined alongside with companies, publishing houses and universities. We want to provide an opportunity for high-level training. We'd like to organize workshops that can follow up on the different subjects between the forums. Also, bear in mind that in 2015, the Lombardy Regional Administration will host the Expo and would like to really be prepared for the Expo by encouraging international exchange on subjects like global growth, as well as culture and innovation. That's why, to us, the UNESCO Forum is not simply a 3-day event, but it is really a very important element to develop relationships and in-depth study. I'd like to remind you that Lombardy has a primacy in Italy for World Heritage sites. Seven sites are located in Lombardy out of 45. And these sites have a very diverse nature. This bears testimony to the variety of our regional cultural heritage. I would really like to wish each of you, delegates of the forum, all the best, and I really hope that you will get the opportunity to enjoy what Lombardy has to offer in cultural terms. The Lombardy region is known for other records, namely on the business fronts. We are number one for the chemical industry in Europe. We certainly are the most productive region in Italy. We produce 1/3 of Italy's output. But we also are a region with an outstanding natural and cultural heritage. And all you have to do is to discover and get to know them better. So, dear delegates, I truly hope that you will get the opportunity to get to know our heritage better so that each of you can go back home and act as a sort of ambassador for Lombardy everywhere in the world. And hopefully you will report on our excellence and also on the heritage of intangible goods that UNESCO protects in an outstanding way. I'd like to conclude by saying that I am sure that this debate will be extremely fruitful. It will produce interesting proposals. Thank you once again for being here with us, and I really wish you all the best.